Hello, my name is Megan O'Russell.
And my name is Christopher Russell, and welcome back to Page by Page, writing the book in real time. And we are here to bring you Chapter 9. How the hell are we already on Chapter 9?
I am very confused by how time works at this moment.
Time has no meaning, as we've said before many times.
I haven't stopped running, but I've been having to rest in the running, but the resting is part of the keeping running. So yeah. I just did this big spiral, no meaning.
Yes, you did. Good job. Well said. So this is the last episode before DragonCon. So let us know in the comments if we're going to see you there. We are stoked. Also, let us know in the comments if you have a preference for what Megan should do with her reading. She's got an hour session at 4 p.m. on Friday. Is that right?
Yeah.
This Friday, where
solo
she's going to be reading.
Yes,
solo reading. Do you? And I can't read it for you. They're also not there to hear me anyway.
I know. Yeah, I actually have to be a big brave kid and read my own shit. Which is funny because you'd think that I didn't like being in front of people. Yeah. You'd think that I wasn't comfortable reading out loud or something.
Right.
No, I just feel like a conceited asshole to be look at me, listen to me, and process shit I wrote. That just seems like a lot of attention to ask for just for me.
Yeah.
That seems like a too big an ask.
Yeah.
That is too much of their attention that I'm trying to drag straight onto little me.
But it's not, though. It's not. And that's where you need to get out of that mindset. Because
no, that's why we have beer.
That's why we have beer. So cheers to a beer that you will actually drink this week.
We should stop calling it beer of the week and start saying, treat that Lord Megan to the table.
Okay. Cheers to your golden monkey.
I love this beer.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
No, because I love the podcast. And we haven't actually probably talked about this in a while. I love the podcast. Yeah. I love talking to you. Yes. I love getting to share the story.
I'm glad you love talking to me. That'd be real awkward. It would be
real awkward. But I do hate sitting here and just being we're recording this so people will sit there and listen to my words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That I wrote.
It. Yeah. Yes.
That's mine. And that's a hard process for me. So basically, the beer of the week is the treat to keep me sitting still and not hiding under the table.
But you don't sit still.
I don't
move,
sit still.
And then you knock beer over.
I do.
So
I am worse than Baba.
You're worse than the Baba, who is currently in the room with us, sitting on a chair. Oh, he sees something.
Right now he's very entertained with window watching. So
now he's jumping down.
We said his name, and now we are doomed.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
That was our fault.
Was there anything you wanted to touch on about DragonCon before we dive into?
So the schedule is now posted on my social media. Yes. I'm posting it in my stories. I'm gonna make Chris make another graphic of it that looks just a little bit different, so that we can have fancy things.
Mm-hmm.
Have more than one option for my Insta story.
Yeah, sure.
But I have that all there, and I'm really excited to see people. And
yeah, I'm stoked.
I chatted with one of the track directors on TikTok Live, so that's cool. Mm-hmm. I kind of got to meet her a little bit. Mm-hmm. I know some people who are going to be there, and some people who actually are volunteers for some of the events I'm actually doing. The author signing room, I have an hour signing slot. Not just the reading. I have
with Gail Martin.
This is a different one.
Oh, okay.
No, Gail Martin. I have a signing time with Gail Martin with the bookstore that's in there.
Oh, okay.
And then I have another signing time in an author room.
Oh, fun. Okay.
With other apocalyptic authors.
Ooh, fun.
So,
end of the world signing.
Yes, we know one of the authors who is a volunteer organizer for that author signing room.
I could not help but laugh because I was just imagining
that I'm in the apocalyptic signing.
Well, no, yes.
That of all my genres, that's where I ended up.
Well, the thing is, though, is that Girl of Glass and Heart of Smoke are both very popular. But no, the reason I was giggling is because I was just imagine people coming up to the authors in that signing, going, "Okay, tell us what happens next on next season of the United States of America. What's happening next? What other dystopian hell are we going into?" I just
the
see
comet
it being
finally comes.
Yeah.
and serious.
I mean, we already had murder hornets, and then we upped the ante by having what was it, nuclear wasps?
Like, the writers' room for this show is off the rails.
Yeah, they really are. Whatever they're smoking, just pass it on, man, because that seems like some trippy stuff. Okay.
Yeah, but that does not sound like a trip any of us want to be on.
But we're already here. So we might as well. Anyway. All right. So why don't you give us a previously on?
Burn the dumpster.
Burn the dumpster.
Like, if you're going to live in a dumpster fire, might as well burn the dumpster yourself.
We are all the dogs sipping the coffee. This is fine.
We kind of started the fire. Sorry.
Yeah. So, you want to give us a previously on?
Previously on Diary of a Blood-Marked Werewolf. Ella's first day back at school after the kidnapping incident. She is unfortunately greeted at her locker by a pregnancy test pamphlet courtesy of Haley. Unfortunately, Ella has a vision and Haley's just a little bit pregnant. So that causes some drama. We also find out that it is the start of planning week for the field day, which of course in Grand Laureldale tradition is just a lot. Yeah. And then of course our dear seer also ends up in Principal Harrison's office where joy of joy, she is told she gets to meet with a special counselor in the guidance counselor's office.
Because she hasn't had enough therapy already.
Because, sometimes they just want to give you more fucking counseling. And you're like, how many of these people do I need on my schedule at once?
What is going on? The previously ons are getting more and more unhinged. Like, as this season goes on. Are you okay? Do we need to go to counsel? Do we need to get you to another therapist?
We'll find anyone.
We all need therapy.
I feel like all of us, we need a therapist for life, but then we also need a therapist for world processing.
Sure.
I feel like is what it is.
I agree. Also to cap off
no. I'm serious.
Sorry.
I need a therapist that's just hi, my name is Megan and I'm fucked. But then I need a separate therapist to sit down and talk through the world around me and processing that shit. I need to process my shit and that shit. And I don't think that those two shits should touch.
I have no remarks, but no notes. No notes. That was very well done. Was there anything else that you wanted to include on the previously on? I feel like I interjected and cut you off. Or no, we're good.
We're good.
Okay, all right, great. So then is it my turn?
I like to focus in on the details that are really relevant for what's coming up. So as not to overload. Because otherwise I could be so there's this dead girl named Clara. And that just...
There was a dead girl. Her name was Clara. She got thrown off a cliff. Then her bones went kapliff. I stick with it. Kapliff. I'm an actor who does improv for a living. It's dangerous. Okay. So are we ready to jump into the chapter? I am. Oh, thank you, Bubba. I think that was the call to do so. So without further ado, I now present to you Diary of a Blood-Marked Werewolf by Megan O. Russell. Chapter 9. Testing. Tagged clips. Audio. Monday. Audio C. Clip 12. Timestamp 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Jason. Pushing it way too far. Sydney. What the hell else would you expect? Indistinct speech. Female. Jason. But lying right to Harrison's face? Andre. Hey, babe. Jason. That's bigger than a normal Haley tantrum. Andre. Ah. Sydney. Meaning? Silence. 1.7 seconds. Sydney. Don't look for reasons to feel sorry for that nightmare. Jason. But it's just... Indistinct speech. Female 2. Sydney. Jason. Jason. It's a weird lie to dig into. Andre. What lie? Sydney. I'll tell you later. Silence. 1.6 seconds. Sydney. Accurately, I promise. Audio C. Clip 15. Timestamp 7 minutes, 46 seconds. Sub Addison. Will apparently be on Thursday this week. Glad I now know. Indistinct voice. Male. Page. Offered to make a school event handbook more than once. Sybil. Indistinct speech. Magnificent amount of work already. Page. I kept your field day load super light. Sybil. How kind. Page. You, however, need an updated KAT study packet. Glares don't win prizes. Sybil. Is the astronomy overnight really worth all this? Paige. Yes. Indistinct voice. Male. Jason? Sydney. From what I've heard, it is. And buckle up. Field day prep is nothing compared to Widow's Run prep. Sybil. Huzzah. Paige. You're making it sound like Field Day and Widow's Run aren't fun. Jason. They're both amazing. After the hell of... Evan. Ella. Sydney. Damn. Sybil. Oh, shit fuckers. Paige. I think it adds character. Sybil. Oh, fuck. I'm so sorry, Evan. Evan. It's fine. Sybil. You've been to a doctor, right? Paige. Hi, Evan. Silence. 2.5 seconds. Evan. Ella, can I talk to you for a minute? Sydney. We're heading to lunch. Andre. You're blocking the door. Unknown voice 1. What is it now? Indistinct voice. Female. Sydney? Evan. Sorry. Unknown voice 2. Big old drama llama. Paige. I'm so hungry. How about you, Ella? Evan. I just need 1 minute. Jason. Is this the time? Sybil. I broke your face. It'll take me more than a minute to apologize. Paige. You have nothing to apologize? Evan. Evan. Just give me a damn minute, Paige. Indistinct voice. Female. Sybil. Silence. 4.2 seconds. Paige. He's a fuck. An absolute shit-headed fuck. Sydney. Who will get what's coming to his womanizing ass in the end. Side note from me. Ooh, if only they knew. Indistinct speech. Unknown voice 3. Female. Dad's gonna shriek if I ask for more money after dress shopping last weekend. Unknown voice 4. Female. Tell him it's for the love of science. Jason. We can see them from here. Paige. And if the shit-headed fuck gives her a panic attack? Jason. We can see her. Sydney. Jason, do you trust Evan not to try to fuck with Ella's head? Andre. I'm gonna make a coffee run. Jason. Indistinct speech. My fault. Sydney. Evan's already dragged her into this Haley bullshit. Andre. Not everyone's line falls in the same place. Paige. Just shh. Sybil. Indistinct speech. Evan. Indistinct speech. Sydney. Indistinct speech. Sybil. Startle response is a shit excuse, but thanks for being nice about it. Evan. I owe you a much bigger apology. Paige. Damn fucking right you do. Unknown. Shh. Evan. I heard what Haley did this morning, and she was absolutely out of line. I don't know why she's decided to target you, but Sybil, I'm pretty sure you do know. Silence. 3.5 seconds. Evan. What happened in the church, Sybil, isn't something you can just brush aside. Jason. We should back up a little. Sybil. You need to set things right with Haley. Evan. There's nothing to set right. Jason. We can see Ella. Sybil. Do you believe in folk wisdom for medicine and stuff? Like being able to smell death coming or knowing how well a baby will nurse by the sound of its first cry? Evan. What? Sybil. Pregnant people have a scent. It sounds like old wives shit, but it's true. Pregnant women have this weird sweet musk. Silence. 3.1 seconds. Sybil. Haley has that scent. Evan. She's pregnant. Sydney. Shit. Paige. Oh. Wait, sorry. I was auditioning these earlier. I'm going to audition some more again now. Okay. Sydney. Shit. Paige. Oh.
Christopher.
What? I don't know.
Okay, that was I'm glad you made an acting choice. Let's try a different one.
Okay. Sydney. Shit. Paige. Oh. That's her realization. Oh.
I'll accept that one.
You want that one?
I'll
okay.
take.
All right, great. Sybil. Haley has that scent. Evan. She's pregnant. Sydney. Shit. Paige. Oh. Evan. This isn't funny. Jason. Guys, come on. Sybil. Haley's pregnant, and unless I sincerely misinterpreted what happens behind that curtain at the church, Evan. No. Silence. 1.2 seconds. Evan. No. Paige. The hell is happening in this school? Indistinct voice. Male. Evan. Sybil. Are you telling me there is no possible way your sperm entered her body? Paige. Holy fuck! Unknown. Shh. Sybil. Evan. Paige. I wasn't trying to be funny. Sorry. Sybil. You need to talk to Haley. Convince her to take a pregnancy test. Paige. Shit. Indistinct voices. Jason. Told you we should back up. Silence. 2.2 seconds. Sybil. How many trays of food do we think I can pound in the next 20 minutes? Sydney. We like hungry, Ella. Sybil. Less hungry, more wanting to dampen the guilt of having broken a guy's literal nose just to smash his metaphorical balls. Sydney. So start with dessert? Audio G. Clip 2. Timestamp. 1 hour, 12 minutes, 42 seconds. Hayes. Fun morning with the start of field day prep. Do you know what events you'll be competing in? Sybil. My friend made me a list, but I haven't really gotten a chance to look at it. Hayes. Busy day? Sybil. I mean, I've been at school, so... Faint sound. Laughter. Hayes. They do like to keep you kids running. How are you feeling about being back at school? Sybil. Great to be out of the house. Sucks to be stared at. Hayes. Well... Tap. Setting pen down. Hayes. Thank you for your honesty. Sybil. Do I get a sticker? Hayes. Would you like me to find one? Sybil. I'd rather review whatever breathing exercises and coping strategies you're going to recommend and leave. But since I'm assuming I'm not getting out of here until the bell rings, I wouldn't hate a sticker. Hayes. Sticker it is. Low rumble. Drawer opening. Rolling chair. Hayes. You mentioned breathing and coping strategies. Do you have any favorites you'd like to review? Sybil. I'd like to do whatever will make this appointment Sybil. I'd like to do whatever will make this appointment the least painful. Rumbling stops. Rustling. Paper? Sybil. Seriously, just lay out the agenda and we can get going. Hayes. It's my lucky day. It's not often students are so eager to participate in our sessions. Sybil. I've learned the value of compliance. Just tell me what you want. Low rumble. Different sound? Click. Hayes. Let's start with if you would prefer a unicorn sticker, a ram sticker, or a running skeleton sticker. Sybil. Skeleton. Hayes. Here you go. Sybil. Thanks. Silence. 5.4 seconds. Rustling. Paper. Hayes. Ella, I don't see a local provider listed in your record. Have you connected with a therapist or counselor in town? Sybil. They did some kind of screening at the hospital before they let me leave. Hayes. Hospital? Sybil. After the kidnapping thing? Hayes. Right, of course. Silence. 2.6 seconds. Hayes. And since the hospital? Sybil. It's barely been a week. There hasn't been time. Hayes. Then are you sure you're ready to be back in school? It's barely been a week. There hasn't been time for you to process, let alone heal from an ordeal like the one you survived. Sybil. Not sure why it's missing from my records, but I excel at processing trauma. I did depression last Tuesday, hit acceptance Saturday, and I'm already on the road to self-empowerment. Hayes. Impressive. Sybil. Reps into reflexes. Silence. 3.2 seconds. Hayes. But dealing with your own trauma takes different mental muscles than observing someone else's tragedy, doesn't it? Silence. 2.1 seconds. Hayes. For some people, coping with secondhand trauma can be even harder than working through the pain of their own experiences. Silence. 2.4 seconds. Creak. Metallic. Chair. Hayes. Has anyone talked to you about secondary traumatic stress before? Sybil. Nope. So if you want to fill the time with an in-depth rundown, I'm sure it would be fascinating. Hayes. Principal Harrison actually requested we include secondary trauma in our chat, specifically regarding Clara Miranda. Silence. 3.7 seconds. Hayes. I'm sorry for the timing. Sybil. Of what? Hayes. There's never a good time to face the reality of a young life lost, but to have the school processing Clara's death while you rejoin the student body adds extra stress to your situation. I don't like the way I said rejoin. Said it like rejoice, like you would in a choir concert. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel That was fun. We should do more choir singing, intermittent choir singing in the podcast. Okay. Hayes, I'm sorry for the timing. Sybil, of what? Hayes, there's never a good time to face the reality of a young life lost, but to have the school processing Clara's death while you rejoin the student body adds extra stress to your situation. That's not something you should have to deal with, and I'm sorry. Silence, 4.2 seconds. Hayes, it's my understanding that today has been really hard for you. Sybil, sorry, can we just clarify which angle you're aiming for? Hayes, angle? Sybil, I've done this enough to know you're about to spend a lot of time coming at things sideways in hopes of guiding me to the right magical portal that allows me to access the great truths of my soul, in a healing way, of course, to spark a grand growing journey. I appreciate the gentle hand, but I'm really fucking tired, so can you just pick me up by the scruff of my ragged little soul and drop me in whatever emotional bog you want me to crawl through? Silence, 3.4 seconds. Creak, metallic as before. Chair? Silence, 2.1 seconds. Hayes, Ella, I'm not living in your head. I don't even know what your emotional bog looks like, let alone have the power to drop you into the center of it. Thump, squeak, sources unknown. Sybil, you know what bog of putrid despair really has me on edge today? This weird nightmare I kept cycling through over and over last night. Hayes, that sounds... Sybil, but the funny thing about the nightmare, it wasn't even about me. I spent the whole time running through the halls of this apathetic academic hellhole, shouting, begging for someone to help Clara. She's missing. She's in danger. We have to find her. I'm screaming so hard I can taste my own blood, but not a single person even glances my way. Not a single fucking person. No one cares. Clara doesn't mean shit to them. Hayes, the trauma of any death, Sybil, is weighed on a fucked up societal scale. Hayes, Ella, even in this safe space, we have to respect the school's language policy. Sybil, please write me up. It would make my guardian's day. Hayes, I'd rather we try for better language moving forward. Silence, 3.4 seconds. Sybil, the amount we care about a person's pain has a direct correlation to the fucked up social worth we've placed on their head. There's something nice about the consistency of our twisted prejudice, but it becomes real inconvenient when the consequences of those fucked up biases get shoved into view. In the nightmare, I give up on calling for help for Clara and start begging for help for me instead, shouting for someone to come save me. And it works. I don't even have to yell fire, just that someone's trying to hurt me and help arrives, even though I don't need it, even though I'm fine. Hayes, is that what you think? That you're fine? Sybil, there was less than 12 hours between when I was reported missing and when I ended up in an ambulance. That whole time, every resource this town has went into finding me, and they would have kept looking for as long as it took. None of them would have been allowed to give up. Silence, 3.7 seconds. Sybil, the night Clara disappeared, law enforcement worked for under 2 hours before calling the search off because of a fucking rainstorm. Do you see how fucked it is to be the one people cared about vanishing? And don't you dare try to sell this as survivor's guilt. I'm very fucking familiar, and this is different. Silence, 2.9 seconds. Squeak, metallic, same as before. Hayes, how? Laugh. Sybil? Sybil. The same people who were so desperate to find me didn't do shit to help Clara. Balancing gratitude for people caring enough to save me with loathing the same fucking people for being useless pieces of shit who did nothing when another girl just like me disappeared is pretty fucking complicated. Hayes, from what I understand, Clara's situation was incredibly different from yours. Sybil, pick another angle. You're not going to win that one. Who hurt who first doesn't matter. I'm the one that ended up with blood on their hands. The beginning gets forgotten. And there we have one of the weirder chapters I think that we've had in this series, but I love it. It's really fun.
I mean, the thing is that we know that this surveillance is happening. It's been established since the last book, and it was just one of those like, we need to see what hath been surveilled.
I would like to know, actually, to that point, why audio? Why not video is the way that the watcher usually does? Like, why audio?
Because it's more important to hear what's being said at some of these points. And what would record visually is not necessarily going to have the best audio recording.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was something about discretion, but it's literally about the audio quality.
It's literally that we had in the last book, this is great, shit's going down in the hall. I don't know what the fuck it is because I can't hear what they're saying.
Right. And yet we still couldn't hear some of it. That's got to be maddening to the watcher.
So it's one of those, we're opting for audio. And we started this in the last book, but we're opting more for audio just because of the information.
Oh, that's true.
Available.
That's right. The watcher sitting outside of the Blackwood estate.
That's the thing is they are evolving. They are learning. They are getting better at doing this.
This is so fucked up. The like how meticulous the watcher is in this. Like it is just so fucked. It's like the timestamps, the recording of the silences, like the fact, because this is a transcript that we're reading, right?
Yes.
So the fact that
which is really weird in audio.
Yes, it is.
But
weird in audio.
I feel like visually it's going to be so cool. But in audio, I was like, for podcast purposes and for honestly, this is, as Joanna Penn would say, an audio first work. Like we are putting this into audio first.
Yeah.
So I do have to consider the audio angles more carefully than I would on other projects. But yeah, I was not sure if I could get away with this, but I think it works.
No, I think it does work. And I think that
that your acting definitely is what makes it work.
Well, I wasn't
going to say that, I'm going to call you out. You always embarrass me. So when we're always at cons, I'm talking about the podcast and I'm like, no, it's really cool because I have a voice actor in-house. And he's like, I'm not a voice actor. Okay, so you have commercials with your voice.
Yes.
You are literally a professional voice impersonator.
Yeah, how the hell did that happen? I mean, it makes sense because I've been doing impersonations my whole life, but like, it's just weird.
You've also done summer stock gigs where you were specifically hired for impersonations.
I was. Oh my God, for my Kermit the Frog voice.
You've done this shit.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing is, I'm not saying you're this famous voice actor, but when you're like, no, I don't do that. No, I'm just a stage actor. No, I don't do that thing with the voices.
Yeah.
Like, dude, fuck you.
Yeah. Okay.
And I finally got to call you out for turtling on the podcast. It only took
that's funny.
Chapter 9 episode thing of season 2. It took many episodes, but fuck it, we got here.
Thank you so
That's
much.
That's the promo for this episode.
Oh
it took many episodes, but fuck it, we got here.
Oh my God. Isn't that life? It took a lot, but fuck it, we got here. Well, I used to. Okay, so side.
You tumble in the grave. It was a bad ride, but fuck it, we got here. Swoop 6 feet down.
Side quest.
Wait, no, you didn't get the comedy.
What tumbled? We got here 6 feet down.
No, because he's laying on the side of the grave and he's like, we got here. Swoop, and then falls 6 feet down. Right, we're like, I made it.
So when we were living in New York City back in 2009, right? That's when 2008, that's when we got our apartment in the Bronx. I was like, I'm going to be a voice actor. And then I looked into how complicated it is. And you have to have money to take voice acting classes just to make connections. So that was what I wanted to do, like ever since I was a kid. But the amount of work that it takes, I was just like, I can't.
But I feel like that's so to be like this mainstream. Like I'm a video game voice actor. I'm a blah, blah, blah.
Which is what I wanted to do for a very long time.
Yes, but instead you take the voice acting that comes your way because you can do it and focus on stage. But that doesn't mean you don't do it. It just means that you're a not known person for it.
I also feel like I would prefer stage.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're not a professional voice actor, as people do in fact pay you professional rates to do that shit on a regular basis. Which would make you a professional fucking voice actor.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. You also...
Look, we're doing therapy.
We are doing therapy. You reminded me of, remember I told you the story the other week where I was literally walking behind a guy that was in, what are they, ECVs, the electric vehicles that help people get around. Yeah, electric scooter, motorized scooter. And I was walking behind him and I was talking to somebody else as Doc Brown. And he went, why does it sound like the guy from Back to the Future is behind me? And I was like, yes, nailed it. I told my trainer that, who was also there that day, and he was like, good job, bud.
Oh, you got a bud.
Yeah, I did. He's my trainer he's an awesome guy. All right,
okay,
so getting into the chapter. Getting into the chapter. I love my first comment that I have is Paige remarking about Evan's broken fucking nose, which can you tell us how bad it is? Because you said to me, you're like, Jason is tall enough.
Because Ella has almost punched Jason in the face.
Multiple times. At least twice.
A couple times because he's learned not to startle her from behind. He knows that this is a bad thing. Don't do it.
Yes.
But he's gotten almost punched several times.
Yeah, sure.
Evan is enough shorter and not an athlete who knows that this could be a fucking thing.
Yeah.
So she got him square in the face. And she got him square in the face as someone who is stronger than your average human by a bit.
Yeah.
And used to werewolf cousins coming after her. So, like, this wasn't a dainty punch. Like, she smashed the fuck out of his face.
Well, and we've seen that she can hurt Violet. Like, she's strong enough to hurt Violet. Like, she wouldn't beat Violet in a fight, but she's strong enough to hurt her.
She can hurt her if Violet isn't trying to hurt her back. She is capable of causing pain.
Violet would annihilate her.
She's not capable of beating Violet.
No.
But, however...
Well, she held her down in the woods, remember?
Yeah, but she was
After she and Caleb had already gotten into a fight.
Yeah, and she was pinning her by a wound in, like, the neck.
She was kneeling on her fucking throat, I think.
I mean, well, that's what you have to do when someone is that... Like, you gotta threaten that high, bitch. But, no, she, like, boxer punched the fuck out of this guy's face. So then, like, there's a reason he's not with them to climb up onto the Argo porch. He's already, like... Atomic just gushing out of his face.
Well, when Evan, Ella, Sydney, damn, as Sybil, oh shit, fuckers, and then Paige. I think it adds character. She's such an asshole. She hates Evan so much. Oh,
because Evan does this shit.
Yeah.
None of this shit that he's doing is surprising. Like, oh wait. You're making out with one girl and taking another girl on a date, and somehow it's drama.
Did this ever happen to Paige? Did Evan ever try to pull this shit with her?
Paige has only ever dated Jason.
Has she ever had a girlfriend?
No, she lives in Laureldale. Aww. Like, she's been out on a couple dates, but not like a girlfriend.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Like, there's nobody in town for her to date.
That's a small town.
She doesn't, like, what's she gonna do? Commute? She's a high schooler.
Yeah, that's true. She can go to Sagebrook. I'm sure the vampires will take her. And then we get just a little bit more down the page, silence 2.5 seconds. So I love how the silences keep growing. And I wrote LOL, just imagining the awkward from after Paige has already said, like, it adds character. And then, hi, Evan. Silence. Ella, can I talk to you for a minute?
Well, because everyone's like just staring at this hellscape that is his face.
And then Megan said, I was trying to build in comedic pauses, like a script, since that's what this is. This is a script.
I know, but I couldn't write it in text like a script because like you wouldn't build in pauses like that. The formatting of this was very complicated.
Yeah, well, and we're not done yet.
I know, right?
Oh, okay. So another thing about the silences, it's almost like music. Our dear friend Victor Legaretta said to me one time, and this is when I was working on Princess Camp, where he was talking about how silences in music are just such an important part of it, he feels. And that is what led me to putting in a really cool silence in the finale for that musical. And I had him listen to it. He's like, yes. So I feel like that's what's happening here. And I hadn't really thought about using silence in like a novel form, in prose. But it's fascinating because you feel the tension, like Hayes being like, but to have the school processing Clara's death while you rejoin the student body adds extra stress to your situation. That's not something you should have to deal with. And I'm sorry. And then just nothing for 4 seconds. So let's see how that would actually be. That's not something you should have to deal with. And I'm sorry. It's my understanding, like, what is happening in that moment? What is Ella feeling?
Well, because normally in writing, you'd either hear Ella being in her head like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Right.
Fuck dee
So is that what she's doing?
Well, it would either be that, or it would be like them having like a stare off.
And that's what I see happening.
Or Ella just like sitting back in her seat like, okay, what the fuck you gonna do with that?
Well,
but because there is no physicality, it's a blank space because it's an audio recording.
So
which is why I did put it, instead of just having silence breaks.
Yeah.
I thought of just writing silence, but I really wanted like the decimals even, because I feel like it emphasizes when it's more important, either dramatically like this one,
or comedically.
Or comedically, like with the Evan's fucking face.
Hi, Evan. But with this one, it did actually make me wonder, because Hayes is, like, obviously this is Hayes' job, right? It's not that Hayes is like trying to be a friend, but Hayes is being very kind, I feel, personally. So just that whole, I feel like that was very genuine that's not something you should have to deal with, and I'm sorry. Like, because we've all felt that for somebody before, right? Of like, you shouldn't have to deal with this shit. I'm really sorry that you're going through this. And
I think that's especially with like kids and teenagers, I feel like it's even more important to express to
like,
them.
I see you. Yeah.
Like, this is even fucking harder than it should be for you. And I am so sorry that this is harder than it should be right now.
Yeah.
And I think saying that to kids in particular is so important because they don't always have the perspective that it's not that hard. Which isn't Ella's thing.
Yeah.
This is nothing new for Ella.
Yeah.
But for Hayes, this is her trying to do kindness.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry this is hard. Like, trying to do acknowledgement. I see your pain. Mm-hmm. That's not going to fly with Ella. Ella's like, no, you fucking don't. Can I get my sticker and go?
So Ella, okay, so that leads to my next question is Ella actually feeling any of this? Like, is she taking Hayes at face value and being like, is she at all appreciative of this being seen, or is she just like, I don't fucking have time for this? It's
more like, well, thank you for not being the worst person I could be stuck in a room with.
Right. Okay.
It's really where we're at. Like, I don't want to be here. You're useless to me. This is a waste of my time. Apparently, I have to do fucking field day, but thank you for not being the worst person I could be locked in a room with for an hour.
Right.
But also, this is useless and I don't want to be here.
Is it useless, though? Like, if she allowed some of this to penetrate, do you think it's weird to say penetrate in this chapter?
Is there any chance your sperm got in her body?
Holy
fuck.
Then. I wasn't trying to be funny.
Okay.
The squeak sources on, this has nothing to do with that. But what were you, you said something earlier and you're like, don't you ever have that moment? Like when you're going to pet our murder cats, her name is Maribel.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. So this story has not, are we done talking about the chapter?
No. Okay, we'll come back to this.
Okay, yes, we'll come back to the murder cat.
You know what bog of putrid despair really has me on edge today? This weird nightmare I kept cycling through over and over last night. So then we talk about the nightmare where she's calling for people to help save Clara. And I said to Megan, I was like, did she have this nightmare? And what was your response? Do you remember?
She could never tell a non-Etherean one of her dreams because what if it was prophetic in some weird way?
Right, so she's being an
asshole. That she just wasn't understanding and didn't know. Like, no. Yeah. She cannot tell a non-Etherean about her dreams because that could be a big problem.
Yeah, indeed. So she's just kind of being an asshole a little bit right now. Okay. Yeah. So now we are done talking about the chapter. Go ahead.
No, we were having, this is completely unrelated to the book. We were having a conversation about intrusive thoughts, and somehow, like and we're not talking like intrusive thoughts, like how many points can you get for hitting the person who's jaywalking?
Oh my God.
Like obviously not those.
Things that you probably shouldn't admit out loud, but we all do it. It's like, all right, how many points?
Well, depending on how fast they're running across the road, there's a variance. But no, like those mini intrusive thoughts in life. Like, I know that cat wants to maul me, but what if I did scratch Murder Cat's belly?
This is why we can never go on a safari.
No, I'm probably going to die saying, here, kitty, kitty, to something very large.
Yeah.
But those little intrusive thoughts are like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but when something says, like electric, don't touch, in your head, you're like, but is it? And you kind of really want to touch it. But I know not to do that one because I've been electrocuted. Well, not electrocuted.
No, I was like, no, you haven't.
I've been very, very shocked by a electric fence while wearing wet jeans and riding a horse.
Oh my God.
And it was an unpleasant thing. I've also, I stuck my finger in a socket as a child. So, I'm very... Oh my God.
Megan Elizabeth.
Jessica told me not to, so I had to. Anyway.
Thank you, older sister. Your younger sister.
She said only idiots do it. And I was like, and it really hurt. And my finger hurt for like 3 weeks, the inside of my finger.
Of course it did. It's electricity, you idiot.
Yeah, but she said it like such a little dick. I had to do it anyway. Anyway, but I know not to like fuck with electricity. I understand that. At 40 years old, I know we do not fuck with electricity. But I'm talking about other intrusive thoughts. Like petting cats that you know you're probably going to get mauled. And I was asking Chris, does his sphincter, like when you're resisting those intrusive thoughts, does your entire asshole just clamp and it starts spreading until it really feels like your asshole is the tie of a balloon and the rest of your being is someone like pushing all of the air like towards the very, very edge of the balloon until it's like see-through instead of the cheery little blue it started out with, and it's just all gonna explode out the tip of this chunky little balloon because you didn't pet the cat's stomach.
Oh my God.
And apparently this is kind of common, like he feels ass tension when trying to resist petting things he knows he shouldn't. But the whole like, nope, the balloon might explode because my ass tension is rising through my whole body because I have not pet this cat yet. Apparently that is just a me thing.
It's not just a you thing, but it's not a me thing.
But it's just like, and it just keeps getting tighter and you're like, I'm gonna pop. I just gotta touch that fucking cat belly. It's so...
Does that have anything to do with what is it, the centers in your brain? The cute aggression, yeah. Cute aggression, cute aggression.
Why you want to numb them baby toes? You're just like, oh, I'm going to munch on the little baby. That.
Even as
which I also know, cannibalizing children, not right. I don't have personal experience with this, like with the electricity incidents. But don't worry, I know eating babies is wrong.
Thank you so much. Was it Jonathan Swift? Was that his name? Yes.
I don't remember, but in this day and age, we got to fucking clarify everything. Yes, I don't eat babies.
I want to go back and read that entire thing now. But it was the whole thing about like babies are useless. They're not contributing to society. We should eat them.
But the problem is that in order to grow a baby and a woman, the amount of calories she has to consume isn't worth the amount of calories gained by baby eating.
Fair point.
Like you're at a calorie deficit.
So no, you're probably right. The caloric intake to output.
No, the caloric intake to output doesn't work.
No, that's fair. That's a good point.
With the time served.
What happened? What happened to this episode? We went from Dragon Con to eating babies. Well, dragons eat babies, I'm sure. Yeah, probably. What was that weird Netflix thing that had 11 from Stranger Things with the dragons? No? Never mind. I was trying to go somewhere with it. Do you remember that, though? It was the actress playing
Elodie!
Elodie, that's right. Damn it, I wish we had kept it.
I got there. Elodie? Is it called Elodie?
Maybe. It might be called Elodie.
All I know is that
Elodie.
It was a disappointing not Dungeons and Dragons movie. Like,
it wasn't awful.
It wasn't awful, but then like
Dungeons and Dragons was, I know people hate this and I kind of agree, but like it was better than it had any right to be. That movie was phenomenally good.
Because it knew where it was dumb, and that is the trick. It was good. It was so good.
Them reawakening the dead. And Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen the Dungeons and Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves, do yourself a favor. It is just wonderful.
So good. It's so good. We got really off the track.
That's our podcast. I think we're renaming it Off the Tracks. That's it. That's it. Yep. All right. Officially. Vote on it. Press 1. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about with the chapter with Dragon?
That's not a real vote. We're not changing the podcast.
Press 1. So was there anything else you wanted to talk about the chapter, about Dragon Con? Other stuff that's fun that's coming up, like YA by the Bay?
I do have a lot. It's funny because I keep being like, I'm almost to the end of my event sprint. And then I add another one to the end. So like I'm almost the end of the summer event sprint. So I have Dragon Con this weekend. Yeah. And for next week's podcast, it is going to be coming out on Wednesday. The chapter's already started. I'm already doing prep work. But yes, we are driving back from Dragon Con on Monday. So we can't record till Tuesday of next week. So the podcast will be coming out on Wednesday next week after Dragon Con, which I'm super excited for. Mm-hmm. And then if you're in the Florida area, I have YA by the Bay in Tampa in September. And then I'm also going to have the Makers Fair in Orlando in October.
Yes,
and then
right.
I'm going to have the Miami Book Fair in November.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but then we have Central Florida Comic Con in January.
Is it January this year?
Yeah, it's always January.
Oh, why did I think it was February?
It's January.
Okay, I believe
Mid-January.
you. I believe you.
But so I am coming off of the summer sprint, but I have a lot of exciting events coming up.
You do. I love YA by the Bay. I'm excited for it this year. And this year, it is both being done during the school week, right? Both
Yeah,
days,
so it's a
which is
Thursday and a
awesome.
Friday, and they're busing in thousands and thousands of students to come see the authors, do the panels, do the signings. So it's really, really cool. And it's they focus on bringing in, I can't remember what the right phrasing is for it. It's like some program school level, but it's basically underprivileged school districts who don't have a lot of money. So they focus on bringing in schools that wouldn't have the money to bring in.
I used to know what that was called too. I don't remember.
Bring in authors. Mm-hmm. Or sorry, they focus on schools who wouldn't have the money to bring in authors on their own.
I love that.
They help a lot of students reach authors, and it's a really great program. And they're starting about doing some ongoing work with these same schools during the year as the program becomes more established. So it's really very cool. So check it out if you're in the Florida area.
Are we taking bets as to how many of these teens come up and go, so which book can't we read? And then it's
no.
This
isn't how they do it. It's so. Do you have any romance in your books? Well, most of my books have a little bit of a romance plot line in them. Oh, so are any of them a lot of romance? Do you mean is it a really big love story, or do you mean the other kind of romance you're not saying out loud? I'd like that one. Okay, well, how old are you and how cool are your parents? That's really what it comes down to. But it's
so
always
funny.
They want a spicy book.
Yeah, but they
don't want to say, I don't want kissing. I want at least a booby grab. They don't want to say it.
Who doesn't want a booby grab?
They don't want to say it, but it's this weird romance. They're using romance it's some kind of code word, and I'm you can't code word me on romance, honey.
Romance.
No, we call it spicy, not horny or fucky. Spicy is the code word. Oh. You can't just say romance.
How fucky are your books?
Excuse me, I would like to know how fucky, on a scale of 1 fuckies to 5 fuckies, how fucky is this book? That's really what it is, but they don't ever want to say it. And then I have to be okay, how old are you? And some of them are 12. And I'm I can very strongly not recommend these books to you because they are way too old for you.
And you're no.
Please don't buy them
don't mind.
because your parents are probably going to yell at me for this, but I don't actually have any rights to not sell it to you in this situation. So then by telling them you're very young, please don't. And then I sell out of exactly what I said to all of them. F, you are not a senior in high school. Could you please stay to this end of the table?
Don't worry. You'll still get plenty of love and romance.
No, it doesn't matter. They're I want her to smoke.
Yeah.
I want the dirty book.
Which jokes on them because, yes, there is spice in Heart of Smoke, but it's not
that much.
It's not. They're looking for Fourth Wing stuff.
Okay, but to a 12-year-old?
Sure, yes, as long as they haven't been reading Fourth Wing, because then they're gonna be eh.
But there are 12-year-olds reading Fourth Wing.
I know.
And then their parents come to me and they're I don't know, my daughter's really into fantasy books right now. And I'm oh, what kind of fantasy books does she like? Thinking because they're talking about a fucking 12-year-old, this woman's gonna say fucking Percy Jackson. And she's I don't know, that one, I think they call the lead character Violent. It's about dragons. And I'm Fourth Wing? Oh, yes, my daughter's been loving the Fourth Wing. Your 12-year-old daughter has been loving the Fourth Wing books, and I don't know how to... What the fuck, lady? She can read anything on my table. Anything on my table is not going to be as much as
this one sounds kind of adult. It's not. You're fine.
Compared to the lessons she has learned.
Oh, my God.
She has a fucking guidebook on her nightstand at this point. She can skip college. She already learned everything she needed to learn at weird frat parties. We're good to go. Like, what?
Careful the dragon books. They're kind of smutty.
Like 12-year-olds. And their parents are like, she likes it. I'm like, it's not Aragon, lady.
No.
It's not Aragon.
No.
You are so wrong.
Oh, man.
But the bad thing is, I still have to steer those same damn parents to my clean books.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was like, okay, your 12-year-old's read Fourth Wing, have Heart of Smoke, they're going to see a single fuck in the book and be like, yeah, evil author. And I'm going to be like, okay, well, he destroyed a throne room and then said, no, I'm only here to dine tonight.
He's not talking about food, is he?
No, it wasn't exactly that line, but only he went to dinner that night, and it's not lacking detail, and this 12-year-old's reading this book, and I'm like, how I magically messed up my life in 4 freaking days. It's like Harry Potter and Percy Jackson had a non-transphobic funny baby.
Yeah.
But your daughter knows way more about female anatomy than you probably do unless you're a gynecologist, because generationally speaking, that book is going to include more information on genitalia than the average 50-year-old woman fucking knows on her own. Like, I'm sorry, but it's true. And we are friends with very sexually forward, progressive people.
Yes, we are.
But I know many people who are not. And, like, they are not getting that in depth with which folds are going where. And they are learning things from these books. It is a learning experience. And I just, So 12-year-olds. If you're gonna read dragon books, choose Aragon. And if you're not gonna choose Aragon,
Dragon Riders of Pern?
please fucking tell your mother it's Aragon. So when she comes to my booth and she's like, my daughter's really into this dragon series, she can say Aragon, and I can be like, oh, thank fucking God I don't have to do this again. Sure, lady, I have a book for you. Your daughter's an advanced reader. She likes deep plot lines. She wants her heart to be ripped out. I can go from there. But you Fourth Wing kids are killing me.
I think we need to sign off. I have nothing else. I have nothing to
Sorry,
talk about.
I just ranted for a long time.
You know, it was gold. So just take us out.
The problem is it's become a consistent problem for me. Like, this is a genuine thing I have to deal with. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us for this week's episode of the Page by Page podcast. Please do take a moment to click subscribe, follow, whatever it is on your preferred podcast platform so that they know you want to get every episode of the Page by Page podcast. Also, please do review, press a 5-star, or click, say something nice like, nice episode, guys. Way to talk about how 12-year-olds are learning way more than their grandmothers ever knew just by reading Fourth Wing. Like, please do. Please do let us know in the comments. And yeah, thanks for listening to Page by Page.
As always, thank you for reading.